how good Cub Swanson will do in this fight, because mind you, he didn't fight at all in 2025. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we will be predicting the upcoming fight for UFC in the featherweight division on the prelims for UFC 327. Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. But before we get any further into the video, make sure I hit that like, subscribe button, turn on notifications when you guys want to see when I upload. And now let's get into the video. This matchup is a great matchup, especially that this is Cub Swanson's retirement fight. I think it's going to be an absolute war here, guys. This may be a classic here. Nate Landwehr, he's a great fighter. They call him the train for a reason. He has great cardio, and he won't stop until you knock him out or submit him. That's how good of a fighter. That's why he's called the train. Cub Swanson. If we look at his last fight with Billy Quankilla, if I'm saying that correctly, he looked absolutely amazing that fight. That 1-2 was hitting that entire time. I feel like every time where he felt like Billy was about to hit, he would have just start charging at you. That's how he needs to look in this fight with Nate Landwehr, because Nate Landwehr, he's going to attack a lot in this fight. It might be a war. Cub Swanson, he's 42 years old, and it's not like Nate Landwehr is super young. He's 37. That's considered old in the fighting sports, even though I don't consider that old. But like the fighting sports, if you reach like 37 or 38, you're considered old. So they're both old fighters. Like I said, this is about to be a war. Who do I think has the better punching, more accurate? I feel like the more accurate puncher in this fight will be probably Cub Swanson. But that dude who just throws and manages to land? That's Nate Landwehr. Nate Landwehr is really good. When it comes to throwing punches. But mind you, he lost the last fight with Morgan, the Last Pirate. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. That's why I'm saying Morgan, the Last Pirate. That was an absolute great fight. I do think towards the end, that's where I want to say Nate got tired, but that was where Morgan got kind of tired, but he just managed just to throw and land the punches and just finish him. Yeah, it wasn't the best looking punches, I will say, but he managed to land them and finish him. This fight, I think it's closer than what some of you guys actually think. This may be a competitive war fight, but this could be a one-sided fight here. I don't know how good Cub Swanson will do in this fight, because mind you, he didn't fight at all in 2025. When he fought Billy, that was in 2024. He hasn't fought all of 2025, even though Nate Landwehr isn't the most active guy either. But he fought once out of his entire year. That's good than fighting not fighting at all. But if we look at the matchup here, this fight might be the best prelim of the night, guys. This fight is going to be an absolute banger. I will be surprised if this fight ends early. I wouldn't be surprised if this fight ends early, guys. They're probably going to try and finish each other. And if Nate Landwehr loses this fight, this might also affect his career, because he'll be on a 3-loss losing streak to Doo Ho Choi, Morgan Last Pirate, and Cub Swanson. And for Cub Swanson, if he wins this fight, that's a 2-fight winning streak for him, and he retires with two impressive wins. I'm being honest here. I'm not the biggest fan of Nate Landwehr. I think he's a good fighter, but I'm not such a big fan of him. I think he has a good style of fighting, but personally, me, I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't think he sucks as a fighter, because in reality, no fighter who makes it to the UFC sucks. Yeah, you may have opinions about you not liking them, but they don't suck because they don't suck. Especially if they fight they used to fight on the top level or fought former top level competition. It's not like they're necessarily so bad, but I'm just not a fan of Nate Landwehr. It's not my cup of tea. Cub Swanson, I think he's one of the greatest featherweight fighters of all time. Especially with that fight, I think what really got him into that being that Hall of Famer. Well, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer, but being that one of those greatest fighters was that fight he had with Doo Ho Choi. That was a great fight. in the UFC's opinion, that was their best fight they ever had of all time in the featherweight division. But I do think there was others, but that's definitely one of them. But now, who do I got winning this fight, guys? I got Nate Landwehr, because I know it might be surprising, but I don't know if he'll be able to handle that pressure, because even if you're hitting Nate, he's still going to attack you. And I just don't know, especially at Cub Swanson's day and age, I just don't think that will be able to handle the pressure that he'll bring in that octagon. Maybe if this was like a few years ago, he'll probably handle it, but he is getting pretty old. I don't know how good, like I said, I don't know if he'll be good enough to handle the power, but who knows? That's what I think. We don't know what's actually gonna happen in that fight, but I'm gonna go with Nate Landwehr here. There are a few ways for Cub Swanson to win. One is to not get into brawls. I know Cub Swanson likes to get into brawls, but this is the worst person you want to brawl with, because Nate Landwehr is a monster when it comes to that, and I wouldn't do that if I were you. Next up is throw body shots and leg kicks. That will definitely slow down the pace of Nate Landwehr, and that would for sure help you a lot. And next up is also wrestle. I think he's the better wrestler in this fight, even though Nate has some good wrestling. But like I said, I think Cub Swanson is the better wrestler here. So that's what he's got to do. For Nate, he's going to have to pressure him this entire fight. Not even hesitate. Take like a 3 second cool, like a 5 second cool down, then start just attacking. And even though you probably may not need it, because even when he gets tired, he still manages to push the pace. But I would say that's what you do. Like, just throw a lot of punches. After that, reset for like 5 to 6 seconds. Attack again. Next up is to pretend you're about to throw at him, because sometimes, especially nowadays, the old fighters, sometimes they'll be hesitant on you throwing, and if you fade a shot, that may affect him a little bit, and that may find your key to victory. Now, lastly, defend the takedowns, because like I said, I think Cub Swanson is the better wrestler in this fight. But Nate, he has good wrestling too, so he's got to defend it and maybe go for a submission. Who knows? But Landwehr is my prediction. I got him by like a close competitive war. Maybe knock him out in the last round. Who knows? But that is going to be the end of the video, guys. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe button, turn on notifications. When you guys want to see when I upload, comment down below who y'all got winning this fight. Thank y'all for 60 subscribers. And I'll see you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.